I arrived here quite some time ago, looking for instruction, unsure of how to say hello and make my introduction. And though I still feel lost, now I just make it up as I go along, because it's become quite clear that absolutely no one here knows what the fuck is going on. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Although I still feel lost, now I just make it up as I go along, because it's clear that no one here knows what the fuck is going on. What day, folks? Thomas Benjamin Wilde Esquire here with song number 41 of my Song a Week project. This one was about that moment when you realise that nobody else around you knows what the fuck they're doing either. Which, in my experience, has been in most workplaces I've worked in. But even more so doing music and trying to work out how it all works. I often go to people and ask advice. And the thing I generally get back is people are making it up as they go along as well, and trying to work it out for themselves, which is fine. And it's actually quite liberating to realise that nobody actually knows what the fuck they're doing at all. I had started writing other verses for this one as well, about when you're in a position where you don't really know what you're doing, and you make some kind of profound statement that everybody buys into, and then suddenly you become the expert on it, even though you haven't got a clue what you're doing, because that's happened at work as well. So yeah, it's about that moment of realising that everyone's just making it up. Nobody really knows what they're doing. So all you can do is just keep calm and carry on. That is the sentiment of this song. Hopefully you will relate to this, and you'll actually give me some examples of this in your lives as well, because it'd be very interesting to see in the comments. I played this song on my Flight Soprano Ukulele, details of which can be found in the description. It's time for comments bingo now. Last week I was hoping that in the comments people would give me some suggestions on places that I could take the dog off season, because the song last week was about taking the dog on holiday, and sadly I didn't really get any of those. I got lots of people asking where we went though, which was Greetham Valley in Rutland. So yeah, I'm open to suggestions on places that you can take dogs on holiday off season, because it's always best to go off season, particularly with this one. So yes, in terms of comments bingo for this week, I don't really know. I don't really know what people are going to say. It's going to be interesting to see what the comments are. It's always interesting to see what the comments are and what questions arise from it. So do make sure you are commenting. Do make sure you are asking questions. Talking of which, some lovely comments and questions from last week. Franco Walker 4662 says, we took our cat on holiday once. We got her into the harness and tied her lead to a tree. 5 minutes later, the harness was empty and she was lying on the bonnet of the car sunning herself. We didn't bother after that. No, that's fair enough. I imagine cats can be left more to their own devices, though, I guess. Commander Only Paul says, our dog passed away 10 years ago. It was always enjoyable taking him to the coast. Hope to have another someday to carry on the tradition. Yeah, do you know what? Coastal walks are one of my favourite. We went over to the Norfolk coast in September with him. Again, a little bit off season, less people around, and that was great. He was just able to run along the seafront, which was really good fun. So yeah, hopefully it'll happen again for you soon. Hawkfield Fowl says, I had never considered there was such a thing as a pet taxi. I wonder if I can find a similar service here in the US. I have some friends who would be very excited to learn about that. Yeah, so that's a reference to the fact that myself and my partner Sarah don't drive, so we had to book in with our pet taxi service. Now, They actually run a fantastic local couple who run a dog walking service, but they've got a big van, and so they can kind of taxi people around as well, and so they offer that, taking people up to the vet and that kind of thing. It'd be interesting to see if there's anything similar in the US. I imagine there probably is. So yeah, you should definitely look it up. Southern Pagan Princess 7739 says, I take a holiday in January every year like clockwork. There's nothing better, including the fact that I go places where I can take my dog and find I have a lot more fun, spend a lot less money, and enjoy my dog like people would enjoy their kids. I'm retired from raising kids now, so I just have my dogs. Absolutely. Going off season's great because it's nice and quiet, and actually there's nobody around. It just makes things a lot easier, and I don't particularly like the sun. I don't like hot weather, so it's a win-win for me going in the winter because there's no one around and it's not too hot, which is great. Alec Hopkins 6545 says, many awkward encounters with the local winos, not sure how to spell it, lol, while walking your dog. Not so many with this one, actually, because Luca's a little bit less friendly to strangers. Whereas our old dog, Suki, bless her, people could come up to her and stroke her and she'd be perfectly friendly, whereas Luca will not put up with that. And so when people ask if he's friendly, I take quite a lot of pleasure in saying no, he's not actually. And also, when there's a lot of people around, we tend to put his muzzle on so he can't grab a hold of bags and things like that. And so people tend to avoid him, which I actually quite like. So yes, less encounters with the local winos with this one. Ryan Poe in 9ZG says, I'm embarrassed to say I do not know what his dog's name is. That's all right. My dog's name is Luca. Or, yes, various other things that we call him. But yes, his actual name's Luca. As I say, folks, keep the comments coming, keep the questions coming. It makes these videos a lot more interesting and it gives me more to talk about. A quick reminder about the shows I've got coming up over the next couple of weeks. On Tuesday, the 28th of January, I'm going to be down in Brighton at the Comedia with Joe Black's Klein's Cabaret, where I'll be playing some cabaret sets alongside some other fantastic performers. It'd be lovely to see you there if you're around in the area. On Friday the 31st of January, I'm going to be at the Water Rats in London with Mr. B, the Gentleman Rhymer, and Gertcha, the Chaz and Dave covers band. Again, that was great fun last time. It'd be lovely to see you there. Then on Saturday, the 8th of February, I'm going to be making my Folkestone debut down in Kent at the Old Cigar and Olive. It's a free show, that one. It'd be great to see you there, but it'd be worthwhile getting there early because it's going to get a little bit busy, I think. Then finally, on Saturday the 22nd of February, I'm going to be playing at the Wharf Theatre in Devizes with my band, the Fancy Chaps. Now, that one is actually selling quite quickly. I think there's only kind of about a quarter of the tickets left for that one. So if you want to come along to that one, get in there quickly. But it'd be lovely to see you at any of those shows over the next month or so. If you want to see these videos before anybody else, you can join my Patreon community, where you can also access all kinds of other exclusive materials, such as live videos, Zoom chats, and exclusives on all my new songs and anything that I'm kind of releasing. You will hear it there first, so follow the link in the description. If you're interested in flight ukuleles, again, the link is in the description. Similarly, there's a link in the description to all of the shows that I've got coming up over 2025. And that's about it from me for this week. Stay safe, and until next time, toodle pip!